Hello, I'm Marcus V. Calvert, and welcome to Tales Unlimited Anthologizer. What is this? Well, it's, I guess you can say, my way of chronicling a very strange journey of short story creation. I am literally going to spit out a short story every 3 days, come hell or high water, no matter what. Create the character, create the situation, create the story, bang it out. And all the while writing short stories, novels, how-tos, getting my business through this pandemic thing and back up and sputtering, I hope, within the next, I don't know, year. That would be nice. But it all depends on when things open up. So, um, when we last left this crazy, intrepid bastard, I was working on a piece called The Family Bible, Summoner's Story. Two main characters. There's a guy who learns summoning, and someone gets pissed off at a high school party, Halloween party, and summons a bunch of demons and just unleashes them, and they kill just about everybody there. One of the survivors is then, well, the other main character, the protagonist, who watches his sister die, gets attacked, carved up, loses a piece of his soul, and just goes dark. He's like, okay, I know you did it. I'm coming after you. No one can prove this. You get away clean because it's demons. Your demons did their thing and they went poof. Um, I know what you did. I know it's you. I'm going to kill you someday. But I only get one shot, I suspect, so I'm going to do it right. So he puts on 50 pounds of muscle. This all happened his freshman year. 50 pounds of muscle by graduation day. Joins the army, goes to Afghanistan, learns how to fight, kill, anything he would need to know to get his hands bloody and dirty if he went at him directly. And while he's there, he runs into some occultists, experts in the black arts. He tells them what happened, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, sounds like you mess with an aspiring summoner, and if he's really in a dark art, sooner or later he's going to find some heavy duty stuff. By the time you find him, he'll probably kill you. Guns won't be enough. Go deeper." I would suggest, and they gave him suggestions on what to do. So they send him home with a couple of bricks of uncut heroin that he uses to basically jumpstart his business as a monster hunter. And whenever he comes across cash, he keeps it. Favors, he uses them. Other monster hunters, he learns from them. And so from like freshman year to like when he finally is ready to make his move, 15 years have passed. And he becomes a clawed-faced monster hunter, other scars and bullet wounds added on as he goes. And he's saving lives. It's almost like supernatural, but the whole time he never tells anybody how he became a monster hunter, why he's there. Everyone else, it's a grudge. Because usually when you run into a mystical encounter and you survive, you either forget it ever happened, you either go insane, or you hunt. You have scores to settle because you lost someone or something. And this dude lost a piece of his soul, and his sister. Oh. So finally he decides, okay, this is how I'm going at him. And that was Family Bible. And I think I mentioned that in episode 5, but this is like for anyone showing up late to the party. So what did I do? Yesterday, after I wrote Family Bible, I started on the next piece, which I call Tier 1. And the original idea was, you know those James Bond movies where, okay, multiple actors play James Bond. Well, what if it was a matter of science that this was the cause? Like, okay, yes, there are actors in movies, but what if in the real world there was a super spy, like James Bond, and he did his 20 years, he retires, dies of cancer, the high life, right? But he left enough DNA so that they could actually clone another James Bond. And they gave him a different face, sometimes a different ethnicity. Sometimes it was a she, but it's always the same James Bond with memories at the very core. And they would send him or her out every time with that 007 flair and luck, because no one else could do the job as well. There were other 00s, they come, they go, they die. 007s always lasted 20 years, like clockwork, retire. And they just clone another one. On and on and on. And I'm like, no. Interesting, but no. So I started typing up something where this guy is going to a veterinarian clinic, like a vet clinic, and I stopped. 500 words in. I call it a foothold. It's a tip some author left in a quote that I saw on Facebook somewhere. The logic is, when I'm not sure how I'm going to go with the story, I just start it and I stop it in the middle of a thought. Then I go to bed or I go on with my day. So when I come back to it, my brain's been working on it feverishly behind the scenes, and I come at it with fresh eyes and perspective. And he's right. He was right. I went to bed. I woke up this morning, and I just hit it I started over on the story, did a little polish, and just finished this thing in one sitting. It's raw, don't get me wrong, but oh, I like how it went. So here's how it goes. There's this dude named Miles Crown, CIA, Special Division. He's a Tier 2 asset. Now, compare that to Delta or SEAL. What that basically means is, okay, SEAL, Delta, normal guys could not be Tier 2. They're not good enough. The best of the Tier 1 hitters, like the guys on the team who are like the most diabolical ones, or the leaders who haven't earned it because of seniority or anything like that, they're just that good, they could be Tier 2 guys in this agency subsection, right? And Miles Crown, he's one of the best. Family man, 2 sons, loves his wife, leaves the ring on a chain around his boy's neck whenever he's gone, so no one knows he's married, except for the little ring band thingy. And he has a gut of gold. He trusts his instincts all the time. He even disobeys orders, and he ends up always being right, and he always manages to somehow, most of the time anyway, spin it so it doesn't destroy his career. And he's been sent to a vet clinic, and he gets out of the car, and he's like, he feels eyes on him. So he grabs a pet carrier, because there's no dog in it, there's other stuff in it, and closes the door, looks around. He knows he's being watched. So he walks in, does a challenging phrase back and forth, and he gives her a phrase equivalent of saying, prep for an attack. And he walks around the receptionist, goes into examination room 2, where the vet is really a geneticist, basically saying, look, we're going to offer you Tier 1 membership. Yes or no? Normally, they will give you time to think about it, dwell on it. No. You want it or you don't. And he looks at him and goes, hard pass. And he has to be like, what? Why would you do? You have a chance to travel the world. You would have clearance that even presidents don't have, because a Tier 1's the best. America only has 10 of them, and a Tier 1, oh my God, the threats they stop, if their missions were ever declassified, would put Bond to shame. They saved the world. And as a Tier 2, he's met them. He's fought alongside them. One of them is a godmother to his younger son, and he's buried a few. And the problem with being a Tier 1 in his mind is you have to fake your death, and you need a new face, and you need to abandon your old life entirely, and you have to constantly be in threat after threat after threat. But the cool things are you get the gadgets, the money, the wild and free sex lifestyle sort of thing that James Bond has, the spy, playboy, playgirl type thing, and you get the dose. It's called MTL6. You put the stuff in your neck, wait a while, and all of a sudden your brain is at peak for the rest of your life. As long as you take a dose every 6 months. And apparently, that's what the bad guys who are about to raid this clinic want. A dose. Because the stuff no one knows where it comes from, how it's made. If they got a dose and they got to the black market. Ooh. So those are the stakes, and I'll stop there. But yeah, I mean, to turn down a Tier 1 is an unusual plot element, but then on top of that, how this bloodbath ends, it will make most readers giggle, I suspect. All right, I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to start on the next one, and I'll do another foothold, and I'll start writing it tomorrow, and hopefully I'll try and knock it out in one day. What's cool is I'm on episode 6, right? I started this on the 22nd of April. I'd say 5 days in, I've done 4 stories. Not bad. Just got to keep going. I cannot take my foot off the gas. I'm curious what I'll have by Christmas. Okay, I'm Marcus V. Calvert. This is Tales Unlimited Anthologizer. Please check out talesunlimited.net for the podcast and the book links. If you like how I think, maybe you like how I write. Have a nice day.